Nadej Bailey. Be sure to tune in to TPN Live with my Auntie Renee and my Uncle Bobby Peoples.
Hey there, I'm Leonardo Washington, star of Casting the Net.
And I'm Andrew P. Jones, the creator and director of Casting the Net.
And you're watching TPN Live
with the awesome Bobby and Renee.
Hey, I'm Courtney. I'm an actress, director, advocate. Enough about me. You're watching TPN Live with my friends, Bobby and Renee.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Jamari, a.k.a. Mari. Look, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe on these videos, and make sure you share it with a friend. You are now tuned in with Bobby and Renee Live. I hope you guys enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys,
what's going on? Y'all know what today is. It's Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time.
It's also our little sis' birthday.
Hey,
Spritzy,
Spritzy's
happy
birthday.
Happy birthday. No.
No. You don't hear me sing? You're so wrong for that. You're so wrong for that. Anyway, I'll sing later tonight. But today, guys, we got us a great special guest. Actually, one of our very first encounters of moving to Las Vegas. She helped us get the house that we're in now. And she's been a very good inspiration for us and is helping us transition from Atlanta to Las Vegas. So for all those in Atlanta who were jealous of us leaving, she's the person y'all should blame.
Right. She was a great, she was very instrumental in us finding a place to rent because we didn't want to buy right away.
Right.
We wanted to rent. So she was very instrumental in that. She went over and beyond. I know that some of you guys have already heard us talk about her before.
Right.
So if you have any questions, make sure you share this video. Go ahead and come on in, join in the conversation, and let's talk about this real estate thing, y'all.
That's
we got to get in where we fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Especially those who want to buy a house too. You know, because she helped people buy houses, and she's also very good with people who do VA stuff.
Right. I mean, just
stuff.
overall, she knows a lot about the whole home buying process.
Right. So without further ado, we're going to cut to a commercial. When we come back, we will have our guest, Miss Shannon Hearn. All right. So we'll be right back.
I remember this day vividly. That woman sure do know how to push my buttons.
Don't think because I'm in a church, I won't put you back in your place.
I see how you look at me when you're in the pulpit.
She wonder why I do the things I do. It's because of her. In this house, I am your God.
Are you being physically abused? Bro, I am so clumsy. My husband says I have 2 left feet.
You know this can ruin your reputation at this church.
Husbands, love your wives even as Christ also loved the church.
You have to forgive.
How could you do this to me? You said you love me!
And gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
It'll take a lot of faith, a lot of prayer, and a miracle for this one.
All right, and welcome back.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi.
Oh, you look so beautiful today. I was just told you that in a text message, so I just wanted you to hear me say it.
Aw, thank you kindly.
You're welcome.
Kindly. So Shannon, for those out there who don't know exactly what it is that you do, please tell our audience what you do.
I am a relationship realtor. So I buy, sell, and help folks rent properties, buy properties, sell their properties, and attain what would be 9 times out of 10 their biggest investment of their life.
All right. What was that noise? You got our speakers up loud over there?
Oh, it was a little feedback. That was scary.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so cool. So you say you're a relationship realtor. Like break that down. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Relationship realtor.
So there's so many realtors, unfortunately, that are transactional based. You know, come to them when you're ready to purchase, they'll help you, and that's the end of that situation. I say come to me when you're even thinking about purchasing. I like to maintain relationships and form relationships and have relationships. So even if you have any type of thought about it, if you want to do it 2 years from now, 3 years from now, let's talk about it. and let me see how I can help you with your goals of becoming a homeowner. So it's not just for the time being, it's long time. You know, you're stuck with me even after you purchase your home. So that's when I say it's all about the relationship, not about the transaction to me.
And I can contest that you are exactly that. Because when you helped us out from moving to Atlanta, and one of the things I like that about you was the simple fact is that when we sent off our deposit, and the post office was acting crazy, and the post office was right down the street from the realtor. And I know within 5 minutes we called you and you said, "Hey, I'm going to go get it."
Sure did.
Went, took a picture of it, and it was done. I mean,
and
like
dropped it off
at
the real estate office and everything, the rental office. So that to us, we was like, "Oh my God, that's going over and beyond," because you really didn't have to do that.
Right, exactly. I mean, we just been stuck. You know what I'm saying? We paid for overnight service. The post office didn't want to refund our money. It was a crazy nightmare. And we're like, okay, we're 3,000 miles across the country. I can't just go to the post office and get the check and come. It wasn't that, but you did that for us. So like ever since then, we're like, you know what? Shannon is the homegirl for us.
I appreciate that. Appreciate
that. So what are some of the programs or some of the things that you see coming through your door for people who want to buy a house or rent a house? But what are some of the things that come to your door that people don't ask you, but they should be asking?
So right now, honestly, I'm hearing so many people hesitant about purchasing in this market. I think it's an awesome time to buy only because interest rates are crazy. Today they were at 2.25%, and that's with a no point buy down. So you can really get a lot for your money right now. You're paying primarily for the home itself. You're not paying a ridiculous amount of interest. So many people feel like you need to have a 700 credit score. You need to have $50,000 in the bank to be a homeowner. And that's really not the case. Minimal credit score we're looking at is 580. Of course, it has some things that you need to make sure that you hit as far as requirements are concerned if we're going that low. But they also have down payment assistance programs. So minimal 640. You know, they have programs that will contribute up to 5% towards your down payment and closing costs. So essentially you can be a homeowner for a little bit of nothing out of pocket. So there's so many programs to assist you. You know, just don't assume that you can't be a homeowner. Make sure that you reach out and have a professional guide you through that process. So don't leave any money on the table at the end of the day.
Yeah, you said 580 credit score so I can buy it in my house. That's to me that's crazy because a lot of people got a 580 credit score. Right. So I mean, but it's a
lot of other things that factor into that too, like your debt to income ratio, which is what
absolutely.
And it's other things that actually factors in.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have a question. We have a question from Byron Smith. He said, "Do you feel that the market will be better by holiday season?"
So it's hard to say. I don't have a crystal ball. I mean, next week our interest rates can double. So you really never know what the Federal Reserve is going to be. So I don't focus on what it's going to be on the holidays. I focus on what it's going to be now. And now is a prime opportunity to take advantage of the low interest rates right now.
Wow.
So Byron, she just said that the interest rate right now is 2.2?
2.25 as of today, and that's with no points. So you're not having to buy down that interest rate. That is the interest rate today for a standard FHA.
So how would one buy down her interest rate?
So you can buy points depending on how much it costs. So if you want to buy your interest rate down to say 2%, it always comes with a dollar value and you can pay that money towards that interest rate. So that's more on the lender side of things for them to calculate exactly how much it will cost to buy down your interest rate.
Oh, okay.
So are you seeing, I don't know how long you've been doing this, but do you see an increase of people buying houses now as it was this time last year?
So funny to say, I was not in real estate last year. I'm actually kind of a newbie, even though a lot of people are surprised to hear that. After being in corporate America in the finance world for 15 years, I decided to take the leap of faith. I got my license the end of last year and became a full-time realtor January of this year. So I know it's shocking to a lot of people.
Yes.
I've been pretty blessed.
So since January up until now, how many dealings have you closed?
I've closed 16.
Look at that.
So that's
16. I currently have 5 in escrow with a plethora of clients that have been pre-approved. So if you guys are listening, I appreciate you all.
Oh,
wow,
man.
that is amazing, Shannon. Listen, you know how many people just be trying to get their first closing, and you've done 16 within the last 6 months during a pandemic, no doubt. So,
well, you know, when you focus on the people and not your profit, it makes a big difference. I'm here for the people.
I mean, because your customer service skills is up here. Like, your customer relation is definitely through the roof. So now our situation, we didn't want to buy. Now we could buy, but we didn't want to buy. And one of the reasons why we didn't want to buy yet, because one, we wanted to get to know Vegas better, you know, kind of know what the areas was and stuff like that. And it's best to be here and know that, because fortunately we can't ask you, say, what neighborhood is better, because that's against the rules. So we understand that. But two, I work for myself, so and I've been in the same industry for so long, but my taxes are a little crazy. So how would someone in my situation, I mean, I guess, because I make movies, that's my job, you know, video production, stuff like that. So someone in my position who writes off a lot of stuff, what are some of the things that I should be doing now if I want to buy a house, I guess, say, when my lease is up now here?
So you really have to focus on your profit. I know it's so easy as business owners to write a lot of things off because we want to pay as least amount of taxes as we can. But when you're looking at it from the lending side of things, it's really you're taking a loss. So your profit is very minimal when it comes to being a business owner. So definitely, in order to get you to the point of home ownership, you got to watch your write-offs and really make sure that your profit margin is there so you can show the lender.
So it's like a cash.
Exactly, because they want to make sure that you're able to afford the loan. And if you're, writing everything off as a loss, your profit is very minimal. So they look at it as, well, what can you actually afford, because you have so much expenses that you're writing off.
Right. And that took us a minute to really understand, because we take our taxes to our tax lady. She do them and give them back. And we don't, you know what I mean? It's not like we just sit there and be like, oh, well, this isn't right and this isn't right. We just go with the flow, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that's out there in our same position that do that. But now things have changed and we're like, okay, we're ready to buy a house. So we have to look at all of those things and make sure that those things are in order, especially last year when the tax lady, our tax our accountant, tax person, she put prepare. Let me be politically correct, because I don't want no tax preparer to become have to be. She had put a different job title for him.
Right.
So rather than putting, because what we show her, a couple of the the forms that we show her had one job title, but he's still been in the same industry doing that same job. So she didn't include that one. So that kind of messed us up too, because it's like you got to be in the same industry for 2 consecutive years, although we have been claiming that same industry for the last 10, 12 years. Right. But that one time kind of messed everything up.
Yeah, and a good lender could really help you figure those things out too. But yes, you definitely have to have the 2 years within the same career.
So do you work with a particular lender?
I do. So I have a couple lenders that I work with, but my primary lender is AmeriFirst Financial. So shout out to them as well. They've helped me get those hard deals done, and a lot of deals, honestly, that a lot of other lenders wouldn't even touch. But because of their confidence in me and my clients, they've been able to make those things happen.
Look at you already. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. So for those who are in the military and trying to buy a home, like, what are some of the things that they should be aware of? I mean, if you want to use their VA loans and stuff like that, like, what are some of the top things they need to be aware of?
So I'm pretty sure a lot of people that do want to use their VA loans, they already know no down payment. So that's a big thing about it. And really, when it comes to closing costs, they are responsible for their closing costs. But I've been able to successfully negotiate seller contributions towards closing costs, which means the seller contributes money towards the closing costs. So I would probably say 85% of my vets that have purchased through me have come out of the pocket very, very, very minimal. So the point that you can be a vet and utilize your VA benefits and only be responsible for your appraisal and your inspection and very minimal closing costs, you might be able to be a homeowner for $2,000-$3,000 out of pocket.
Wow.
Nice.
So, not to pry and not to give anybody's, I guess, their detailed records like that. What are one of the worst cases that you've had out of the 16 houses, 16 closings you've had? And what is the worst situation you had, and how did you overcome that situation?
So every situation is very unique. I could probably say I've only had maybe 2 or 3 clients that had that really good, what you would consider credit of 700 and higher. Everybody else really has been in that low $600 range, excuse me. So I wouldn't say any of them were bad or anything like that. It's just some are more challenging than others. So you might have to spend a little bit more time, but to me, it just makes it worth it even more. I'd rather help, people that have a little bit more of a challenge than have things easily handed to me. So
okay.
Bring on the challenge. I love it.
Okay, look at you. All right, glutton for punishment. All right, we got another question from Byram here. Have we seen a building boom to give us more options after the Raiders team came to Vegas? If so, how has that positivity affected the market? Good question, Byron.
So funny to say, I don't think the Raiders coming to Las Vegas have had any impact on the housing market. Maybe in the casino industry as they open, but really in the housing market, it has nothing to do with the Raiders. It's really people moving out of overinflated California, selling their properties out there, coming out here, paying cash, getting less. They're able to live better now because they're not penny pinching, trying to pay their mortgage out there. So I don't think it has anything to do with the building and the Raiders. There's so much more happening in Vegas than the Raiders. We're opening one of the biggest convention centers out here. I'm not sure a lot of people know that. A lot of corporations are moving to Nevada because of the tax breaks. So the Raiders coming to Las Vegas has very, very minimal impact on the housing market.
So pretty much you said, forget the Raiders. You don't care too much. They ain't doing nothing.
Love the Raiders, but hey, what can I say?
So you say you quit corporate world to join the real estate force. Like what was the defining situation from your corporate job? So you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going to do this. Like what was that situation like?
The situation was hard, choosing choosing faith over fear was a big step for me. We're so quick to be so hesitant because we have a guaranteed income. So we know this was hit over here. But honestly, for me, it was just a knocking on the door. God telling me that I have a higher purpose. I could help more people on a higher platform, and really being in the banking world, in the collection world, actually in the litigation world. I shared people's downsides of their life. They couldn't pay their car loans. So I would be the one to take you to court and sue you for the deficiency balance. That was really a downside. And I wanted to see, how can I help people? And everybody always said I'd be good in real estate, but I'm like, I'm not the commissiony, salesy person. I'm not the person to, bug people. If you want to buy, you want to buy, you want to buy. So I thought that I would have a hard time transitioning. But as I did finally transition, because my manager at that time decided they couldn't accommodate a schedule that I was asking for, even though I was the top supervisor in my office, it was just time for me to walk away. And I know God told me that he had a different plan. And as soon as I hit the ground running, he showed me that he had something far greater for me than I had for myself.
Nice.
So how was it taking that real estate exam? I mean, how did you prepare yourself for that exam?
Ooh, a lot of hours, a lot of networking with other realtors, a lot of, I sat down and had sessions with some other realtors that were in school too. So the class itself was actually really good. I am not a big online learner, so thank God I did it before COVID. I actually did it in class, very interactive with the teacher. So she gave us tips, tricks. I went and took the test and I passed it on the first go round. So steady, and some more study.
So you were definitely built for this. Like, this is definitely what you were called to do, because I'm sure, like you said, you wanted something that was more gratifying, right? Because,
absolutely.
If you're taking people to court, you're taking things away. Now, in this instance, you're helping people gain something that's more valuable than anything material wise. So that's a big leap, that like a big difference.
Absolutely. And it's surprising to me how many people feel like they can't qualify for a home. And I probably would have felt the same way before I was an actual real estate agent. I thought that you needed to, like I said, have all this money in the bank, have this fabulous credit score. But when I transitioned over and I had my relationships with the lenders, I was actually surprised. And it takes very minimal to become a homeowner. I'm noticing so many people just don't have the hope and they have the fear. And you have to remember, one way or another, whether you're paying mortgage or you're paying rent, either way, you're going to pay a mortgage. Now, whose mortgage depends on you?
Right.
Come on now. Come on. That's, you hit the nail on the hammer on the nail right there. I know the last home we rented, the hammer on the nail. You hit the hammer. I said that right. No, you didn't. Yes, the nail on the hammer.
You hit the hammer
on the nail.
Yeah, you hit the hammer on the nail.
It is, that's right. So the last house we were in was a rude awakening for us because we became comfortable, complacent. We were there for 8 years. 8 years went by just like that.
Yes.
And when you factor in how much you spent in rent over those 8 years, you've purchased that house.
We bought that house.
Basically, you know, when you can go back, because you can go back and look at like how much the house sold for, different things like that on Zillow. And then when we calculated everything, we was like,
shit, we bought
you know what? I'm mad now. I'm upset because we spent so much money renting when that money could have been going towards our own property.
Right. But the thing about our situation, we knew that we didn't want to stay in Atlanta.
Right.
So we didn't want to have our roots so far there that, you know, we bought a house there, we had to stay there. We didn't want that. We always wanted to come out west, whether it was Las Vegas or actually it was California.
Mm-hmm.
But then California is too freaking expensive. So we came to Vegas. So we knew from the door we didn't want to do this. So we're still renting now, but I think we're ready to buy and settle down our roots on this side of the country. So, you know,
honestly, just because it's a long-term investment, even if it's not somewhere that you want to settle your roots, you know, you're creating not only generational wealth, but if you decide to rent it out, if you decide to sell it, you know, you're banking in your own little savings account at the end of the day. So
right, and exactly, and that's what we wanted to do. Like I said, the whole Georgia situation, we love Georgia. We want to go back and visit, but I didn't think that we want to own any property, especially the house that we lived in. It was a nice house, but I don't think that was something that we wanted to own. We wanted to own.
But now we're talking about, okay, hey, let's go ahead and buy us a nice little house in Georgia. You know, fix it up and keep it for rental property, or you know, Airbnb it out or whatever.
We're much more smart now because now we know we can go buy, you know, a house that's kind of, you know, broken down and put the money in and fixing it up. So, you know, buying a house that has very minimum problems, you know, which is expensive. But now we're smarter investors, you know.
There you go.
So we're learning. So out of those 16 people that you've closed houses on, and you know, I mean, before the pandemic, how many of them invited you to their barbecue?
Oh, there was one that I missed this weekend. I'm so sorry, Leanne, if you're listening to this. I'm so sorry. So, like I said, my relationships are relationships. They're not transactions. I can say every last person that I've closed a transaction on, I still talk to them. You know, they still invite me over. One invited me for Thanksgiving. So it's more than a transaction. It's really a relationship and a long-term relationship.
And I think you have a very great energy about yourself. I don't know if you noticed, I told you this, but you have a very great energy. You know what I'm saying? When we met you and your husband, I mean, it's like, wow, like, okay, this person we've been talking to for months, well, not even months, but weeks on the phone, back and forth and through email. When we actually finally met you, you was like part of the family, you know. It's like, okay, yeah, this is the homie right here. You know,
but we almost lost her because remember we were working with someone else. You remember that, Shannon?
I do.
Hey,
on that same day that we lost her.
The same day.
But you know, everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens because she was like, "Hey, are you guys working with somebody?" And I was like, "Yeah, we have somebody." You know, and that was that.
Right.
And then later on that day, she sent us an email because of the whole pandemic thing. Was like, I'm not gonna be able to show y'all any houses when you get
and
here.
We done bought our plane ticket. We're coming to Vegas.
I got you.
Right. She, and this was before we even knew, you know, anything about you. But because you reached out to us, we were like, okay, we're gonna reach back out to her, and you were on it. And let me tell you, Shannon is sweet. Mm-hmm. She got that nice little voice. So sweet and comforting, but baby, listen, I've heard her get really professional when she needed to. You hear me? When she needed to get something done.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that side, which I was like, okay, Shannon, I see you.
Yeah, she definitely took care of us. And plus, also, we learned more from you and that phone call and that email, because lady, she didn't give us the information that you gave us about looking at, you know, how to look at up houses and residency and stuff like that here. We were talking to like 2 months. We've heard none of that, none of that information. It was always going back and forth, stuff like that. And we sent our paperwork and everything like that. But with you said, hey, this is what you need to look at. This is what you need to do. Try these things. So you were very helpful and informative. So that's what I think to me. And I'll say this right now. I think to you, you're like the best realtor in Las Vegas.
Right.
Thank you.
You are. And I said in the group all the time, like, before you talk to anybody, you need to talk to Shannon. Because I'm not taking from other people, but I think that your personal touch is such confident and rewarding that why not listen to what you have to say, even if you can't help them or not. At least that I know you're knowledgeable enough to break it down to them and for them to make a wise decision to actually go with you.
Yeah, I'm all about being fully transparent, knowing what you're stepping into. If we work out, great. If we don't, that's great too. I'm just here to provide and give as much information as I possibly can. Whether you decide to go with me or to another agent, I'm going to be the same with you regardless. I'm going to give you the same information. I'm going to steer you in the right direction.
All right. And that's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you just being real.
Right. So. Now, what are some of the things that you want to talk about and you want for our audience and whoever may come on later on to take away from this conversation?
Right. Because we want it to be educational.
Don't discount yourself. Don't, think that you can't be a homeowner. Don't discredit yourself. Just reach out to the right hands and let me or whomever else guide you in the right direction. And even though you may not qualify to be a homeowner next week or next month or next year, we can get you to that point. So just do what you have to do and let me do what I have to do. And next thing you know, I'll be handing you your keys and telling you welcome home.
Hey. Now, I know they said you haven't been doing this a year yet, but I'm quite sure there's probably some people who want to contact you for mentorship. Are you opposed against, or are you against that, or are you for that, or what?
Never. I'm all about helping people. So I've had actually quite a few people reach out to me about wanting to become an agent. Real estate life, it's simple, but it's not easy. So if you're willing to put in the work and do the work, and I truly value hard work, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you, guide you, mentor you, give you my tricks of the trade, or whatever you want to say, the magic tricks or whatever you guys need. I'm definitely here for you 100%.
All right.
I think your magic trick is knowing that what your calling was, and you answered that calling, and you stepped out in the perfect time. I mean, people will probably think like, "Oh my God, did you freak out when the pandemic happened?" I mean, how did that affect you mentally and emotionally?
Oh my goodness. So I remember going into my my team lead's office, and I just cried. And I'm like, this is the wrong time that I decided to leave my job. I walked away from that guaranteed paycheck every twice a month. And he just told me, he was like, you have a higher purpose. And when you're doing this truly to help others and not for the monetary gain of yourself, it's going to come back tenfold. So I left out of this office with just a wider range of confidence. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I just need to be genuinely myself, and people will naturally gravitate to me. And that's what I did. I was just genuinely me, and the content that I delivered drew people in. And I started getting these inbox messages and these text messages. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I will be okay doing this. Okay. And then the bills just came in. And then, I had out-of-state referral partners. So I have about 30 I can't even talk anymore, referral partners in the different states that they referred over to me too. So it just had a new profound confidence. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And God showed me that he got me.
Ain't that for those people who feel as though this pandemic, I know this pandemic has been a big change for everyone. And a lot of people have taken some really big hits, but just to hear your story should be inspirational for whomever is trying to step out on faith over fear any day. If you're trying to step out there and you're trying to do something that God is calling you to do, or whoever your higher power is calling you to do, take this advice here and do it. I mean, we're in a pandemic, but sometimes we got to learn how to roll with the punches and just take it as it comes and just try to walk through it. You know what I'm saying? So Shannon, that right there was a great word just for someone whomever is, doubting or maybe don't know whether they should do something right at this point in time. Right. So that could have been their confirmation, all that they needed. So thank you for that.
Also too, being a realtor, does that, I guess, family time. How is that for you now? You're not working the corporate world. I mean, because you got 2 beautiful babies there. So are you able to spend more time with them now? Obviously doing the real estate stuff now?
Yes. So now that I have a better schedule, because at first real estate ran my life, I'd be glued to my phone. Anytime the phone rung, I'm right there. So now I pretty much set standards for my business, letting my clients know, outside of this time, if it's an emergency, I got you. But, if it could wait till the next morning, because I really want to spend time with my family. So I think as long as you set those expectations and you communicate with your clients, they get it, they understand. So at first it was hectic, but now because I do have those standards in my business, I'm able to spend a lot more time with my family that I never got in corporate America.
Now I saw your son's room with the gun wall. I'm like,
the Nerf. That was the Nerf.
Yeah, man. I was like, you know what? That is impressive to say the least. Now, which one was that? I couldn't recognize his face.
That's Caleb. That's my 4-year-old.
Okay, Caleb. Now, I don't know what Caleb's into.
What you saw in the picture.
I would hate to get into
I don't want to get into any kind of fight with Caleb at all, because I'm sure he has weapons all over the place.
It gets real in my house. It gets real.
Wow. So you have to help him put that together, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was the most funniest thing I've ever seen in the child's room. That is
cute.
So funny.
Too cute.
How did you put up with that? I mean, literally,
the boys run my house, so I just go with the flow. And plus, my husband's an avid shooter and a gun collector, so he gets it honestly.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, at least he's learning. He's learning the proper way. Yeah. I'm sure you have to teach him how to make good decisions with that. But it was a video I saw a while ago on YouTube, and I find I'm afforded it to you. It's a guy who did a John Wick themed parody using Nerf guns, and it's so freaking awesome. If I find it, I'll send it to you. And you should. I mean, I don't think there's any curse words in it, but if it's not, if it is, don't show clearly. But if not, he would definitely be impressed with it, because the guy is walking around with all these Nerf guns hidden around this building. He just shooting up people. It's so freaking funny.
Oh yeah, Caleb watches all those clips on YouTube. So
okay, he might already saw that one thing, because that one is so funny. It was like a John Wick parody, so it was funny. But cool. So is there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to get out there? I mean, I know we at the 30-minute mark here. So anything that you wanted to let people know about how to contact you, or what things they need to be preparing themselves for before they contact you, anything like that?
So I wouldn't say you have to prepare or do anything before you contact me. If you even have a question in your mind that you want to be a homeowner, whether it be now or the future, reach out to me. You can call me on my cell phone, 702-439-9696. You can reach out to me on Facebook under Shannon N. Hearn. And my Instagram is realtorshannon.nv. Throw up smoke signals, however you guys want to get in contact with me. I'm easy to contact, and just know I'm here for you. Any questions you may have in regards to market, becoming a real estate agent, any questions. No questions are silly questions. Just reach out. I'm definitely here.
I can think of a few of them, but I won't. But I know I can.
Well, you have my number. You can just text me.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, Shannon, it's always been a pleasure talking to you and learning from you. Like I said, we are ready. I mean, we really want to buy now. I think that, the Vegas, Nevada is going to be our, home base for sure. So I definitely think we will be contacting you, because we'll be seeing some houses you've been posting. We're like, God damn it, we just waited.
We was just right there.
We just waited.
But that's okay. Everything happens in its perfect timing. So what's meant for you is for you. No one can take it away from you. So
Exactly. But keep posting those houses that you've been posting, because I've been like, man, that's
keeping us motivated.
Keep us motivated.
There you go.
Houses, y'all, they're not no slacker houses.
Nah.
They've been beautiful houses that you've been posting. So yes, keep posting. That's going to keep us motivated, keep us doing what we need to do.
That's right.
So that we can get to that point where we can call you and be like, okay, Shannon, let's start looking.
And for those who trying to move to Las Vegas, you need to contact her immediately, because telling you, she would help you. She would get you to the right spot you to be at. I mean, and she will hold your hand the whole time. You would not feel like you all alone. Like, man, I need to be in the city to get things done. No, you do not need to be here to get things done. Shannon would make sure it gets done for you. In a timely fashion. Don't use her. But make sure you should make sure that it gets done. And like I said, you know, we definitely appreciate you helping us out because that time ago we was in the grocery store. We're like, what you mean they can't go get the freaking money order?
Yeah, we had to write down something, and we took a for sale sign off of one of the things because we didn't have any paper. We writing down our information, taking a picture, sending it. Yeah, because we had to put a note
saying that
you can pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that right there.
That whole day was like, oh my God.
But it just showed us how committed you are to doing what you have to do.
Right.
You know, and us being renters, it's not like you're getting a big commission from us. So that just showed like, you know, that right there was just amazing. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate you so much.
Definitely.
My pleasure. I appreciate you guys.
Okay. All right, guys. So we really appreciate you, Shannon. We'll talk to you soon. And you want to say bye to anybody?
No, bye everybody. I appreciate you all. And again, if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. Awesome. Well, that was Shannon, everybody. Thank you.
Guys.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. That was Miss Shannon Hearn. I mean, she helped us out a lot, guys. So you guys make sure that you guys are trying to move to Las Vegas, Nevada area.
Or if you're already here and you want to purchase.
That's right. If you want to purchase, definitely check her out. I mean, if you're working with a realtor right now, and if you feel as though that realtor is not giving you what you need or not answering the questions fast enough, trust me, if not been a time I'm about to text Shannon or Renee text Shannon and she have not hit us back immediately.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, she's definitely on point. You got, I mean, I'm not just going to brag on her because she's, you know, there's some factors that she is who she says she is.
That's right.
She is just freaking up.
Her reputation speaks for itself.
Exactly.
And even in the group too, when we say the group, there's a Facebook group that we're a part of. And when people put out there that they're looking for a realtor, not only just us be saying, hit up Shannon, hit up Shannon.
It'd be a lot of people.
A whole list of people saying, contact Shannon.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that we were able to get her on the show and she can shed some light on some things. And hopefully she was able to motivate some of you guys as well. If you have any questions, once again, reach out to her, Shannon N. Hearn on Facebook. You can contact her, probably send her a message or, you know, befriend her. She gave her phone number as well, but I would try it that way first or try to email her. You can also comment under this video, whether you watch it on YouTube or Facebook, and she will we'll get the information to you.
That's right. And if you are watching on YouTube, please make sure that you are subscribed.
Yes, and click on the notification bell.
That's right. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure that you follow, like, and share.
Yay! Oh, look at you, man. You did that.
I did that.
That was cute.
So, hey, guys, so we really appreciate you guys watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to end this video how we do all of our videos with 1, 2, 3, and peace.
Hi, I'm Emmy-nominated Melvin Jackson Jr., actor and producer. You're watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Nitra. I'm an extras casting director and a DDP yoga instructor, and I'm watching TPN Live with Bobby and Renee Peoples. And you should too.